Hi, this video is about the required homework for software project management. So we basically have a homework being described here on the course website. So it's on project time management. So you need to find out the critical path for the given activities and their predecessors. So once you open your required homework, you will be listed what to do over here. So it's nothing but you need to calculate the early start, early finish, late finish, slack time, and the earliest expected time for the project. So you'll be given with a list of activities that are given here in the table, duration and their immediate predecessors. So that's the part one of the homework. There are like two parts. You're like finding two critical paths. This one I'll be explaining how to do the critical path for one of the assignments here. So critical path is nothing but finding out the shortest time that the project can be completed, or it's the longest path through which the schedule of the project. So we basically have here with the list of steps and their activities and the duration and the predecessors and successors. So in the homework we are not providing you with the successors, it's all about the predecessors case. So you need to just analyze what the activities are, what the duration is, what the immediate predecessors are here. So for example, for activity 2 the duration is 3 and the predecessor is 1. So it means that from 1 we are having 2. So it's nothing but from 1 we are directing it to 2. The path goes that way. And similarly for 3 we are having it to 2. So 3 is like the predecessor for 3 is 2. So we are getting an arrow from a direction from 2 to 3. So and so on and so forth. It continues for all the other tasks and the durations are listed here. So once when we just draw a chart or the figure for this, it looks like this, something like we are generating. So it's given here, for example, for 1 there's nothing, it's not having any predecessor. For 2, the predecessor is 1, so we are getting an arrow from 1. And for 3, the predecessor is 2, so there's another arrow. And for 4, the predecessor is 2. And for 5, the predecessor is 2. For 6, it's 4. For 7, it's 4, if you look at it. For 6, it's from 3 and 4, so you're getting it from 3 and 4. For 7, it's from 4 and 5, so you're getting it from 4 and from 5. For 8, it's from 6 and 7. So you're getting it from 6 and 7. And for 9, it's from 7. And for 8, it's from 6 and 7 as I mentioned. And for 10, it's from 8 and 9. So that's how first you just draw your graph, the figure. That's like how do you want your critical path to look like? Like not the critical path, the diagram should look like for your list of activities. So I've just listed down like all the times for each of them. So for for 1 it is given the duration is 2, and for 2 it is like 3, and for 3 it's 3, and for 4 it's 7. I've listed down here in order to just make sure that it's nearer to 4, and then for 5, 6 and 7 and all. And now we need to just compute the early start. So the early start is nothing but basically the initial early start for 1 is 0 because it's starting from nowhere, so it's 0. And the time that takes for 1 to complete is like the duration is 2. So it will be finishing and the early finish will be 2. So you need to enter 2 here. And now after entering 2 here, now for 2 we are sending it from 1. So the early start for 2 will be the early finish of 1. So that is 2. You'll be entering 2 here. And the time that takes for 2 to complete is nothing but 2 plus 3. It's totally 5. So you need to provide 5 here. The early finish is 5. And now for 3, it's from 2. So the early start for 3 will be the early finish of 2. So you'll be entering the early finish of 2 is 5. That will be the early start. So enter 5 here. And the total time that 3 takes is 5 plus 3. You'll be getting 8. Similarly for 4, it's 2. So you'll be providing 5 and then calculate 7 plus 5 is 12. So you'll get 12 here. And then for 6, and then for 5, it's again 2. So you'll be providing 5, and 5 plus the duration of 5 is 6. So 5 plus 6 is 11. So you'll enter 11. Now with this case, with the activity 6 case, we are getting it from 3 and 4. The predecessors for 6 are 3 and 4. So you need to check in the case of early start and early finish, you need to validate the highest early finish. You need to check the highest early finish. So for 3 and 4, the highest early finish is like we have it for 3 the early finish is 8, and for 4 the early finish is 12. So you'll be picking 12 here because that is the early finish value. and the 12 will be the early start for predecessor for this activity 6. Now 12 plus 1, it will be 13. And similarly for 7, it's from 4 and 5. So for 4, the early finish is 12, and for 5, the early finish is 11. So we'll be picking 12 because that's the highest value. You'll enter 12 here. And now 12 plus 5 is 17. Now from 6 and 7, the 6 and 7 are for 8, 6 and 7 are the predecessors. So of 6 and 7, we are picking 17, but because that's the biggest value. And 17 plus 4 goes 21. And then for 9, it's from 7. So for 9, it's from 7. This early finish of 7 is 17. It's 17 plus again the duration that it takes is 17 plus 8 is nothing but 25. And now for 10, it's from 8 and 9, of which the biggest is 25. So you need to enter 25 here, and 25 plus 2 is 27. So that's how you'll calculate your early start and early finish. Now with the late start and late finish, so it's been mentioned here, the early start and early finish, we will be doing it like from 1 to 10, the list of activities like 1 through 10. So we'll start with 1, followed by 2, followed by 3, 4, 5, 6, and then so on till 10. But the late start and the late finish will be starting up with the project end to project start move. So you need to move from, it's like, you need to do a backward thing, like you need to start with 10, followed by 9, and then 8, and then 7, and you need to continue like that. So first we'll be entering the early finish value. So the time taken for the task 10 to complete is total is 27. So its finish will be 27. So itself. And then the early start is like you need to subtract this with the duration of 10. So 27 minus 2 will be 25. And now this late start values, you need to pass on these late start value to their predecessors. So for 8 and 9, so for 9, we need to provide the late finish value. So the late finish comes from the late start of 10. So the late start of 10 is 25. So the late finish of 9 is 25. And now we need to just subtract again the duration from 25. So 25 minus 8 is nothing but 17. So that's how you'll get 17. And then you need to just enter for 8, the late finish will be the late start of 10, because you can see immediate predecessors are 8 and 9. So over here you'll be entering 25, and 25 minus 4 is nothing but 21. So you'll be providing 21 there. And then for 7, we are getting it from, see, if you can look at it, 7 has at two rows, at 2 activities. It's from it is predecessor for 8 and its predecessor for 9. So in case of late start, we will be computing the lesser value. We'll be picking up the lesser value. So of 8 and 9, the lesser late start value is nothing but 17. So the 17 will be the late finish for 7. So you'll enter 17 here, and 17 minus 5 is nothing but 12. And then when you go back, now for 6 is again from 8. So you'll be entering the late start value of 8 and the late finish value for 6. So which is nothing but 21. And now subtract 21 from the duration, with the duration of 6. You'll get the late start value as 20. And now for 5. And 5 acts as a predecessor for 7. And the late start value for 7 is 12. So you should enter 12 here. And then the difference will be 12 minus 6, it will be 6. And then we have for 4. For 4 acts as a predecessor for 6 and for 7, of which the lesser value is nothing but 12. So you'll pick 12. So you can see for 6 it is 20, for 7 it's 12. So you'll send the value of 7 at the late start value of 7 as late finish for 4. So 12 minus 7 is again 5. And then again 3. Now for 3 acts as a predecessor for 6 and its late start value is nothing but 20. So 20 will act as late finish for 3. and now you need to subtract this value. You'll get 17 here. And now later we have 2. So 2 is nothing but it acts as a predecessor for 3, 4 and 5. So out of 3, 4 and 5, the lesser late start is nothing but 5. So the number that's 5, and it's for activity 4. So you need to provide this 5 as the late finish for 2. Now once you subtract, you'll be arriving with 2 as late start for 2. And for 2, it's nothing but the predecessor for 2 is nothing but 1. So we need to pass this late finish to this late start value of 2 to late finish value of 1. So that's 2. And subtract it with the duration, you should arrive at 0. So if you're not arriving with 0 here, then you must have calculated or computed any value wrong here. So please recheck when you're entering your late start, late finish, and early start and early finish. You need to arrive at, like with activity 1, again the late start should be 0. So now the slack time is nothing but it's a difference of early start or late start, early start and late start, or early finish and late finish. So it's nothing but 0. Early start for 1 is 0 and late start for 1 is 0. So 0 minus 0 is 0 again. And then for 2, it's nothing but 2 minus 2, it's 0. Now for 3, it's like you can see, you can have a look here. The early start is 5 and the early finish is 17. So 17 and 12, 5 is nothing but 12. Or you can take a difference of, as I've mentioned, the late finish and the early finish. So 20 minus 8 is also 12. That should be the case. That's how your numbers are correct. And for 4, it's again 0. For 5, it's 1. For 6, 20 minus 12 is 8. For 7, it is 0. For 8, 21 minus 17 is 4. For 9, 0. For 10, 0. Now, what if the slack time is 0, then yes, the activity is on critical path. If not, it's not on critical path. So just enter if it is on the critical path or not. So the slack time is 0, it should be true, yes, or it should be false. So this is how you will be calculating, you'll be computing the table that's given you. You'll be computing the early start, early finish, late start, late finish, and slack time values here. Now you need to provide all these information on the chart that you have given before, like you have drawn before, like with all the tasks. You need to provide the early start values here, late finish, late start is 0, late finish is 2, slack time is 0. So once you enter all your information here, you will be arriving with the critical path. You can just provide the path. It's like you need to highlight it in red in order to know that this is the critical path. So from 1 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 7, 7 to 9, and 9 to 10 is the critical path that you can compute. So this is how you do the critical path and arrive with the values. Thank you.